and what they have done. And two, just wondering if Escorts has come out with numbers too. I think we'll wait and watch. Escorts, a bit of a spike there as well coming in for Escorts. So decent enough up move there. Let predominantly, I think it started off from Mahindra & Mahindra's numbers. If they have gotten such a fabulous tractor sales numbers, then suffice to say the other players also too should get excited. But this is the December tractor sales numbers doing rather okay for themselves. Fair call. So here's my question now. You've had such a fabulous calendar year 2016. Unless something unforeseen happens, do you believe that 2017 would continue to be as robust for you, performance-wise? Forget the stock price.
In terms of performance, I really see that 2017 should also be a good year for us because of a few reasons. One is that we have expanded our soda ash business, which is going to be completing by March 17. Some benefits we have already started getting in, and next year we'll get the full benefit of that. So that will add to the performance. And similarly on the home textile also, I see definitely that things will be much better than this year, because we have said that last year we had a margin of around 13% on that business. This year we are clocking around a margin of around 15%, and we are anticipating that margin on the larger volume next year should be in the range of around 17 to 18%. So we really see a good 2017 for GSCL.
Okay, as I said, I know you're constrained by talking about too much about the quarter because you are in that silent period, I'm sure. But much appreciate you joining us, much appreciate you taking the time out, and continue to create wealth for your shareholders. You've done a fabulous job in 2016. Hopefully it continues in 2017 as well, Mr. Jala.
We will do our best to deliver to the shareholders the best value.
I'm sure you will. Happy New Year. Thanks so much for joining in today. That's, of course, GHCL, one of the star performers of 2016. Good to get a perspective from them about how they expect 2017 to be as well. And next up, Shilpi Cable.
That's right. They have acquired a UAE-based Gulf Aglo-led LED lighting expansion company. And, of course, they have significant expansion plans in Africa and the Middle East. Manish Bhatt, who's CEO of Shilpi Cable Technologies, joins in with his perspective on things. Good to have you on the show. Thanks very much, Mr. Bhatt, for taking out the time to speak with us. Talk us through this acquisition. What's the rationale behind it, and what does it do in terms of adding to your bottom line?
Yeah, so 2 years back we started this journey of getting into B2C. We were predominantly B2B kind of an organization. Now we also said that we want to now bring this B2C and grow there very quickly. To meet that expectations, this particular acquisition fits into our strategy. It gives us the distribution network in Middle East and Africa, which is another stated strategy of ours to expand into the growing markets across the world. So this also helps us, though it is a lighting company, it gives us a channel to also get our products into that market, and also helps us in increasing our product portfolio in India market. So I think it's a win-win situation for both the companies.
I think just a bit of a patchy line there. We'll just try and refresh that line so that we get the image correctly, and then continue our conversation with Shilpi Cable Tech. About 1.5% lower, but I think it's an interesting conversation about the acquisition. It'll also be, obviously we'll want to talk about the kind of market share the Gulf Aglo enjoys in the Middle East and Africa. Actually, can you tell us that? What's the kind of market share that Gulf Aglo enjoys in the Middle East and Africa in the lighting business, and what can it arguably go up to?
So I think if you look at Africa and Middle East market, this company is there since last 20 years. It has two brands. One is an Emirati brand called Galax, which is its own brand, and another is the Westinghouse, it has got the license for almost 40 plus countries across these two continents. So put together, they have a very strong hold, one at the premium level and one at the value for money level market. Of course, the lighting industry market per se is going through a sea change. It has been moving from CFL to LED. And I think most of the analysts are proven wrong with the speed at which this transformation is taking place. That creates a lot of opportunity in the market. There's a huge growth which is happening, and also this replacement which is creating a huge demand for LED products. It will be difficult because we don't have any well-researched data to say this is the market size. Presently, I think the present is around $6 to $8 million is what the revenue they are ranging from presently, and we expect at least 3 to 4 times growth in the next 2 to 3 years.
Right. But what are your plans? Will you be catering only to the African and the Middle Eastern markets, or do you plan to cater to other geographies as well?
So if you really have a bird eye view, see, we already have a plant called Safe in Indian market, which caters to this electrical industry. You know, when I say electrical industry, it includes cables and wires, it includes switches, MCBs, and it includes lighting, which are the 3 major components, which sells in this electrical outlet. And hence, getting into this, there is a product enhancement. So in India, we can now use their experience and knowledge to get into the lighting. And in Africa and Middle East, we can use their channel to also sell our products there. So in a way, it's an expansion, not only in geographical expansion in terms of our distribution network, it is also product portfolio enhancement.
And as part of that expansion, what kind of incremental revenue growth and margin growth do you expect coming through? I don't know when the integration is complete, but could you give us some indication of how you will close out FY17 as also, more importantly, FY18?
So as you see, if you compare our half-yearly results, we have shown a growth of 27%. Though the last quarter, there is an impact of demonetization in some of the verticals which we have. Some of the verticals like telecoms have bucked the trends. But we see this is a short-term thing, and we see long-term big advantage happening to all the organized players, and we are seeing that trend coming. And with all this new expansion, acquisition, our attempt is to continue at the growth rate which we are growing.
All right, Mr. Bhatt, we'll leave it at that. Thanks very much for taking out the time to speak with us today. 195 on Shilpi Cable Tech, down about 1.5% as we speak on this one. Now, that, of course, is a quick check on the company and the business. Just want to mark the markets once again. 8156. Opinion is divided on whether we made a bottom firmly sub 8,000, because that's where the market has bounced back twice in the past. So whether or not this time we will hold on to 8,000 and actually build on it to actually set the path again for reaching record highs of 9,000 plus on the Nifty remains to be seen. But we've just started 2017, and we started it on a quiet but fairly positive note.
Yeah, you have. Just want to, the broader markets are doing okay, which is actually a fairly good thing. But, I'll tell you what, amongst other things, so this day is throwing up 2 or 3 key pockets. One, that banks and NBFCs by and large are correcting in the session today. So that is something you need to keep on board. Auto sales numbers are reacting accordingly. So M&M has been a big positive surprise. Escorts has not been too bad. Eicher Motors has done well. And therefore you have those 3. M&M 1.5%. Escorts doing very well for itself. And I tell you what, even Royal Enfield or Eicher Motors has actually done rather well and continues to do well, up another 3%, 22,520. So that's the other. And third, the kind of gains that real estate companies and cement companies have shown today. I think it's been remarkable, the kind of moves that some of these have done. DLF, Grasim, Ambuja. Unitech is fine, but the larger ones essentially have done rather well for themselves. Let's get DLF up on the screen. And then you have the others, the likes of the cement companies, the likes of Ambuja, ACC, etc. All of them have done rather well for themselves. But speaking of banks, Rajneesh Kumar spoke to us earlier on the MCLR rate cut and the impact that it could have on NIMs and otherwise. Let's hear out what he had to say.
First, repricing for the existing loans will happen only in April, and all the new loans renewed or sanctioned from 1st of January, they will be linked to, of course, the new MCLR of 8%. It may not be a major impact on the NIM. That is our this thing. Even if it is, it may not exceed 8 to 10 basis points. But everybody will benefit out of this lowering of the interest rates. But the sectors which will benefit most, to me, seems is the realty and housing loan sector.
Very honestly expect that the cost of funds is likely to come down for the housing finance companies also. And our intention is to pass on the benefit to our customers. So to maintain the whatever spread or NIM, what we aim at, we will continue to maintain. And at the same time, whatever benefit we get out of the reduction in the cost of funds will be passed on to our consumers. It will push the market of housing finance. That's what I'm expecting now in 2017.
All right, with that, we come to the end of this edition of Market Sense. So, Meeraj and myself, thanks very much for watching the show. Markets at lunch.
Focus more upon the indirect tax mechanism. That should be its priority area. More compensation for the farmers, I think, who are really impacted by this demonetization.
GST rolling out soon in the early part of April would be benefit the common man.
Top of the world with Times Network. And you're watching ET Now.
Feels just like a dream, like a home, my happy place, go far away.
जब आप बच्चे बन जाते हैं, बच्चे दोस्त बन जाते हैं, और कहाँ? Only at Club Mahindra.
25 plus business sectors, 100 plus countries, 2,000 plus companies, 2,500 international delegates. Welcome to India's biggest international business summit, Vibrant Gujarat 2017 at Mahatma Mandir, Gandhinagar.
So harassed from this.
I'm living in a rented place and there is no relief. Lost each and everything. हम कहाँ से अपना घर चलाएं, कहाँ से बच्चों को पढ़ाएं?
20 लाख दे चुके हैं और अब तक कुछ भी नहीं मिला। बैंक से डराते हैं।
मेरी किडनी सेल तक करने को बोलते हैं।
Every voice will be heard and every story will be told. On the Urban Debate, only on Magic Bricks Now.
सबसे लंबी छलांग लगी नहीं अभी तक। ख्वाब करो आजाद खोलो खुशी, अनबॉक्स जिंदगी।
सिर्फ बक्से नहीं, उम्मीदें खोलो। स्नैपडील अनबॉक्स जिंदगी।
A design perfected across studios in 3 countries. The best in features sourced from 8 countries. And testing of over 8 lakh kilometers in 3 continents. Yes, we've done whatever it takes to make the Hexa the Hexa. Tata Hexa, whatever it takes. Bookings open.
First thing that I would look at is the price momentum. The second thing is how well are you processing the information that you are getting. It will inspire a lot of other dealers and my colleagues who are there around me, because every person has its own unique skill sets. Anyone being challenged is an opportunity for him to come out as a superhero. The source of inspiration comes out of an individual who knows what valuation and what value investing refers to. So there are many such people in and around my organizations, in my personal life.
top of the